This is our world. A warm, comfortable, familiar place. But walk away from the fire and look up. Our thoughts soon leave home. Are we just insignificant specks? Is the universe welcoming or hostile? We could stand here forever, wondering. Or we could turn our back on this beach, leave home, to see the universe from here to its edge, to feel the fierce heat of burning stars, face the force of violent cosmic collisions, dodge Death Stars and insatiable supermassive black holes, witness the birth of new stars and reach the limits of human understanding. It means going back in time to the beginnings of the universe, to see for ourselves the moment it all began. The Big Bang. Are you ready? Then let's go on a journey to the edge of the universe. The edge of space. Only 100 kilometers up, just an hour's drive from home. Down there, life continues. The traffic keeps moving, stocks go on trading, and Star Trek is still showing.
The Blue Jays will be without starter Jim Clancy for a couple of weeks. He's having this morning warming up.
Order! Will the honourable gentleman resume his seat? Mr. Ashton.
But we have to leave all this behind. To dip our toe into this vast, dark ocean beyond. Into the shallows. Not too far from home. On to the moon. It's about 400,000 kilometers from Earth, 3 days in a spacecraft. Reassuringly close to home. Dozens of astronauts have come this way before us. 12 of them have walked on the moon itself. It looks like a deserted battlefield, bombarded by millions of meteoroids and asteroids. But it's quieter now. It's obvious there have been no major collisions for millions of years. The Apollo 11 lunar module. For the Apollo astronauts, the risks were high. But the rewards were higher. To see our planet as it had never been seen, to step where no human had stepped before. To visit another world, a world blasted by the sun's deadly radiation. It's just endless congealed lava, piles of dull gray rocks.
Go for it.
During the Apollo missions, rocks like these were the ultimate souvenirs. The astronauts took hundreds of them home for scientists to analyze. Turns out, these dull gray rocks aren't so dull after all. Like us, they've come here from Earth. NASA's scientists discovered the rocks had been superheated, evidence of a massive explosion. The explanation? 4.5 billion years ago, a stray planet smashed into Earth. It blasted billions of tons of molten rock out into space. And this came together to make the moon. It's a strange thought. The moon, made from the Earth.
Progressing beautifully. They're setting up the flag now. Beautiful, just beautiful.
Neil Armstrong's first footprints. Looks like they were made yesterday. There's no wind here to cover them with dust. They should survive for millions of years. Maybe longer than us. Our time is limited. We need to take our own giant leap. Further than any human has ever traveled. Out of the darkness, a friendly face. The goddess of love, Venus. The morning star, the evening star. Venus is the solar system's brightest planet. Its spectacular yellow clouds reflect the sunlight. A sister to our planet. She's about the same size and gravity as Earth. It should be safe here. But the Venus Express space probe is telling us these dazzling clouds are made of deadly sulfuric acid, that the planet's atmosphere is choked with carbon dioxide. It's ringing alarm bells. Venus is an angry goddess. The air is noxious, the pressure unbearable, and it's hot, approaching 500 degrees. Stay too long, and we'd be corroded, suffocated, crushed, and baked. Nothing can survive here. Like this. It's a Soviet Venera robotic probe. Its heavy armor's been wrecked by the extreme atmosphere. So lovely from Earth. Up close, Venus is the sister from hell, pockmarked by thousands of volcanoes. All that carbon dioxide in its atmosphere is trapping the sun's heat. This is global warming gone wild. Before it took hold, maybe Venus was calm, more like her sister planet Earth. If that's true, this could be our planet's future. A future shaped by the sun. There's something hypnotic about it, like Medusa. It's too terrible to look at, too powerful to resist, luring us onwards, on, like a moth to a flame. Dwarfed by, scorched by the sun. It's Mercury. Get too close to the sun, and this is what happens. Temperatures swing wildly here. At night, it's minus 170 degrees. Come midday, it's 400 plus. Burnt, frozen, and look at those scars. Seems Mercury had a violent past. The Messenger space probe. It's telling us something strange. For its size, this little planet has a powerful gravitational pull. Must be heavier than it looks. It's like a huge ball of iron covered with a thin veneer of rock. The core of what was once a much larger planet. So where's the rest of it? Maybe a stray planet slammed into Mercury, blasting away its outer layers. Everything is telling us to turn back. But who could defy this? The sun, in all its mesmerizing splendor. Our light, our lives. Everything we do is controlled by the sun, depends on it. Throughout history, across cultures, it's the pivot around which life on Earth revolves, nurturing our crops, structuring our days, inspiring our beliefs. $150 million kilometers from home, a 20-year journey by plane. Switch it off, and it's so far away we wouldn't know about it for a whole 8 minutes. It's so big, you could fit 1 million Earths inside it. So heavy, its gravity controls the entire solar system. We see it every day, a familiar face in our sky. Up close, it's unrecognizable. A turbulent sea of incandescent gas. The thermometer rises to over 5,000 degrees. Down in the core, it's got to be tens of millions of degrees. Hot enough to trigger a nuclear reaction, turning millions of tons of matter into energy every second. More than all the energy ever made by mankind. Back home, we see this energy as light, feel it as heat. But up close, there's nothing comforting about the sun. It's so full of electrical and magnetic activity. It's bursting out in these huge incandescent gas loops called prominences, each one releasing more energy than 10 million volcanoes. You could get the Earth through one of these loops and still have tens of thousands of kilometers to spare. And where they burst through, it's exposing the cooler layers below, making sunspots. They're a fraction cooler than their surroundings. It's why they look black, but they're still hotter than anything on Earth. And they're massive, too. Some of these are at least 50,000 kilometers across. And nearby, a solar flare. A superheated stream of electrified gas blasting deadly radiation out into space. But one day, all this will stop. The sun's fuel will be spent. It will die, and so will life on Earth. The sun creates life and destroys it, demands we keep our distance. This comet's strayed too close. It's being boiled away by the sun's heat, creating a tail that stretches for millions of kilometers. It's freezing in here. There's no doubt where this comet's come from. The icy wastes of deep space. But look at all this steam and geysers and dust. It's the sun again, melting the comet's frozen heart. A kind of vast, dirty snowball covered in grimy tar. Tiny grains of what look like organic material, preserved on ice since who knows when. Maybe even the beginning of the solar system. Say a comet like this crashed into the young Earth billions of years ago. Maybe it delivered organic material and water, the raw ingredients of life. It may even have sown the seeds of life on Earth that evolved into you and me. But say it crashed into the Earth now. Think of the dinosaurs, wiped out by a comet or an asteroid strike 65 million years ago. It's only a question of time. Eventually, one day, unless we can find a way to protect ourselves, we'll go the way of the dinosaurs. The Earth is safe, for now. But if life on Earth was obliterated, we'd need to find another home. Among the millions, billions of planets, there must be one that's not too hot, not too cold, with air, sunlight, water. The red planet, unmistakably Mars. For centuries, we've looked to Mars for company, for signs of life. Somewhere down there could be extraterrestrial life. But are we ready to find it? Ready to rewrite the history books? To tear up the science books? To turn our world upside down? What happens next could change everything. More than any other planet, Mars captures our imagination. Think of sci-fi films, comics. What follows? Martians. It's all just fiction, right? But what if there really is something here? If there is, it's living on a dead planet. The processes that make the Earth habitable shut down hundreds of millions of years ago here. Red and dead. Mars is a giant fossil. A dust devil. A big one. Bigger than the biggest tornadoes back on Earth. There's wind here, and where there's wind, there's air. Air that could sustain extraterrestrial life. But it's too thin for us to breathe, full of choking carbon dioxide. There's nothing to protect Mars from the sun's ultraviolet rays. And it's cold, as low as -80 degrees, freezing water in the ground, at the poles, and even in the atmosphere, as snow. It's hard to believe anything could live here. But back on Earth, there are creatures that survive in extreme cold, heat, even in the deepest, darkest ocean trenches. Even in the most extreme conditions, life usually finds a way. But on a dead planet, with no geological activity to replenish the minerals and nutrients in its soil, no heat to melt its frozen water, and all this dust, it's hard to see where we're going. Olympus Mons, a vast ancient volcano, 3 times higher than Everest. There's no sign of activity. Since its discovery in the 1970s, it's been declared extinct. Any lava flows should be long dead, obliterated by meteorite impacts. Unless this monster isn't dead after all. If it's not, there could be molten magma beneath the crust right now. This changes everything. Volcanic activity could be melting frozen water in the soil, creating conditions for life to exist. This makes the Grand Canyon look like a crack in the sidewalk. It goes on and on. So far, it would stretch all the way across North America. And there are signs of erosion, of dried up riverbeds, as though volcanic activity melted ice in the soil, sending water flowing through this canyon. Activity that we now know could still be creating water. And where there's water, there could be life. If we can find running water, there's a chance we could find living creatures. The hunt is on. Trundling across this desolate landscape, the NASA rover Opportunity. It's finding evidence that these barren plains were once ancient lakes or oceans that could have harbored life. And look at these. When probes orbiting Mars pass over these gullies, they keep spotting new ones. More proof that Mars is alive and kicking. That there may be water flowing beneath its surface, creating these gullies. Water which could be sustaining Martian life. Now all we have to do is find it. Unless we've already found it. Not on Mars, but on Earth. It sounds crazy, but there's a theory that life started here before moving to Earth. The idea is that an asteroid impact blasted fragments of Mars, complete with tiny microbes, out into space and onto the young Earth, where they sowed the seeds of life itself. No wonder we find Mars fascinating. It could be our ancestral home. If it's true, it means we're all Martians. The Mars we thought we knew is gone, replaced by this new, active, changing planet. And if we don't know Mars, possibly the solar system's most studied planet, what else don't we know? There must be other secrets out there waiting to be discovered. This is like being inside a giant video game. But these are all too real. Asteroids, some of them hundreds of kilometers wide. This one must be about 30 kilometers long. And look. It can't have been easy parking a probe on an asteroid traveling at 80,000 kilometers an hour. It's a lot of effort to investigate some rubble. Rubble that regularly collides, breaking up and raining down on Earth as meteorites. But it turns out, it was rubble like this that came together to make the planets, including our own. So by dating the meteorites we find on Earth, we know the planets were born 4.5 billion years ago. These are the birth certificates of our solar system. But for some reason, these rocks didn't form into a planet. Something must have stopped them. Something powerful. Jupiter. What a monster. At least 1,000 times bigger than Earth. So vast you could fit all the other planets inside it. Something this big is going to have a major effect on its neighbors. Its gravity is stopping the asteroids from forming a planet. But this huge planet is almost all gas. Land here and we'd sink through its layers, probably never hitting a solid surface. And Jupiter's good looks? The product of extreme violence. It's spinning at a huge rate, whipping up winds to hundreds of kilometers an hour, contorting the clouds into stripes, eddies, whirlpools. And this, the legendary Great Red Spot. The biggest, most violent storm in the solar system. At least 3 times the size of Earth. It's been raging for over 300 years. All those churning clouds have sparked an electrical storm. Just one bolt is 10,000 times more intense than any at home. It seems the best place, the safest place to see Jupiter is from a distance. Look at those lights. They're like the aurora back home, dancing round the poles. But the Geiger counter's going wild. It seems even these are deadly, generated by lethal radiation pulled from space by Jupiter's powerful magnetic field. We're beginning to realize, out here, nothing is what it seems. The universe is full of contradictions. We have to proceed with caution, weaving through the paths of Jupiter's 62 or more moons. This multicolored moon is called Io. Those pretty colors are molten rock, sulfur, volcanoes, spewing burning hot ash and sulfur hundreds of kilometers into the air. This is the most volatile place we've seen since the sun. Our magical journey to the edge of the universe is turning into a desperate flight. We've got to keep believing, hoping that amidst the dangers, there are safe havens out there, somewhere. $650 million kilometers from home. What a weird-looking place. And yet, it seems strangely familiar. It's a bit like the Arctic, with all that ice, all those ridges and cracks. This is another of Jupiter's moons, Europa. And maybe, like the Arctic, this ice is floating on water, liquid water. It's an intriguing thought. But we're 800 million kilometers from the sun. Surely Europa is frozen solid. Unless Jupiter's gravity is creating friction deep inside, stopping Europa from freezing solid, allowing life to develop in the waters beneath its frozen crust. We might be meters away from aliens, from a whole ecosystem of microbes, crustaceans, maybe even squid. The only thing between us and the possibility of alien life, this layer of ice. But until we send a spacecraft to drill through the ice, Europa will remain one of the solar system's greatest mysteries. It's captivated our imaginations, haunted our dreams, and here it is, spinning before our eyes. Saturn, the jewel in the solar system's crown. Seeing it makes everything we've experienced worthwhile. There's something magical about Saturn, a giant ball of gas, so light it would float on water. Its spectacular rings would stretch almost from Earth to the Moon, but they're just a few hundred meters deep. The Cassini orbiter. It's picking up ghostly radio emissions, probably generated by auroras around Saturn's poles. This is the real music of the spheres. And it's telling us these rings are most likely all that's left of a moon shattered by Saturn's gravitational pull. Incomparable beauty from total destruction. Billions of shards of ice, some as small as ice cubes, others the size of houses. They collide, break apart, reassemble. It's like a snapshot of our early solar system, as dust and gas orbited the newly born sun, and gravity worked its magic, pulling the lumps together until, from debris like this, our home emerged. Every object orbiting Saturn is technically a moon, from the smallest block of ice to the planet's 60 or more larger moons, including one that's larger than our moon, larger even than Mercury. Titan. It's wrapped in thick clouds. But beneath the clouds, it seems like there's an atmosphere down here. There's wind, rain, even seasons. And look at these rivers, lakes, and oceans. It's the most similar place to Earth we've seen so far. Except that's not water. That's liquid natural gas. There must be hundreds of times more natural gas here than all the Earth's oil and gas reserves. If we could get it home, it could power our cities, fuel our cars for thousands of years. Or maybe, one day, we could use it here to fuel a colony, assuming there isn't life on Titan already. The Huygens space probe, dropped onto Titan's surface from Cassini, is here to find out. It's telling us there are organic materials in the soil, but it's so cold, minus 180 degrees. There's no way these could come together to form life, unless Titan warms up. The sun is predicted to get hotter. When it does, maybe life will spring up here, just like it did on Earth billions of years ago. As the Earth gets too hot for us, maybe we'll move to Titan. One day, we might call this distant moon home. Home. We're at least 1 billion kilometers away now. Beyond this point, we lose visual contact with the Earth. It's as though we're standing on a cliff, looking out into the solar system's mysterious outer reaches. If we want to understand the universe, to reach its edge, we have to jump. Unseen from Earth, unknown for most of history, we're in the solar system's outer reaches. It's like diving down into the deep ocean. Those rings, it looks like Uranus has been tilted off its axis, toppled over by a stray planet. It's eerie out here, lonely, but we've barely left the shore. Shrink the Earth down to the size of a pea, we've traveled less than 2 kilometers. But to reach the edge of the solar system, we've got to travel another 20,000 kilometers. Out of the deep, another strange beast, the god of the sea, Neptune. From a distance, it looks peaceful. But look at that spot. It's a vast storm the size of Earth, whipped up by savage 1,500 km/h winds. Back home, it's the sun that drives the wind, but Neptune's too far away. Something else must be creating these ferocious winds, but nobody knows what. And just beyond, one of Neptune's moons, Triton. Just look at these geysers. Cosmic chimneys pumping out strange soot. And this moon is going around Neptune in the opposite direction to the planet's spin. A cosmic battle of wills that this angry moon is always going to lose. Neptune's massive gravity is pulling on Triton, slowing it down, reeling it in. One day, it'll be ripped apart by the god of the sea. And that's it. No more moons, no more planets to see in our solar system. But look at all this. It's not empty. It's teeming with frozen rocks, icy spheres. Like Pluto. Until recently, it seemed Pluto was alone. Beyond it, nothing. We were wrong. More frozen worlds. Discoveries so new nobody can agree what to call them. Plutinos, ice dwarfs, cubanos. Whatever the name, the implications are the same. Our solar system isn't the neat model we thought it was. Over 13 billion kilometers from home, the most distant thing ever seen to orbit the sun. Another small icy world called Sedna, discovered in 2003. Its orbit takes 10,000 years and sends it 130 billion kilometers from the sun. There's something else out here. 16 billion kilometers from home, the space probe Voyager 1. If it wasn't for this, we'd have no images of the giant planets, no clue about their strange moons. That gold panel, it's a kind of intergalactic message in a bottle. There's a greeting recorded in different languages.
Hello from the children of planet Earth.
Hola y saludos a todos.
And a map showing how to find our solar system. But if you're in the jungle, is it wise to call out? Anyone, anything could hear our call, find out where we live, and come knocking, friendly or not. A cloud of cosmic icebergs. They look like the comet we saw earlier. Perhaps it started life out here, just like the comets that may have planted the seeds of life on Earth billions of years ago. And seeing all this ice, maybe they carried water to Earth too. The water in the oceans, in your coffee, even in your body. All from this distant celestial ice machine. We're 8 million, that's 8 trillion kilometers from home. But our journey has only just begun. Ahead, trillions of kilometers, billions of stars. This is it. Time to step out into the big, wide universe, into interstellar space.